Good day, everyone. I'm Clifford Bailey, a child rights ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago of the 2020 to 2021 cohort. Welcome to part 7 of my breakdown of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child. Today, we'll be going through Articles 43 to 45. Before we begin, all information concerning the articles of the convention have been taken from the official UN document for the convention, and all images used in this video have been properly cited. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, I know that you're wondering why I decided to do Articles 43 to 45 instead of the usual 7 per video. The reason for this is because Articles 43 to 45 are part of the second section of the UNCRC, covering how the UN and the states parties of the world are going to go about implementing the convention. Article 42 is part of this second section as well, but was covered in the last video. Article 43. For the purpose of examining the progress made by states parties in achieving the realization of the obligations undertaken in the present convention, there shall be established a committee on the rights of the child, which shall carry out the functions hereinafter provided. The committee shall consist of 10 experts of high moral standing and recognized competence in the field covered by this convention. The members of the committee shall be elected by state parties from among their nationals and shall serve in their personal capacity, consideration being given to equitable geographic distribution as well as to the principal legal systems. The members of the committee shall be elected by secret ballot from a list of persons nominated by states parties. Each state party may nominate one person from among its own nationals. The initial election to the committee shall be held no later than 6 months after the date of the entry into force of the present convention, and thereafter every second year. At least 4 months before the date of each election, the Secretary General of the United Nations shall address a letter to states parties inviting them to submit their nominations within 2 months. The Secretary General shall subsequently prepare a list in alphabetical order of all persons thus nominated, indicating states parties which have nominated them, and submitted to the states parties up to the present convention. The election shall be held at meetings of states parties convened by the Secretary General at the United Nations headquarters. At those meetings, parties shall constitute a quorum. The persons elected to the committee shall be those who obtain the largest number of votes and an absolute majority of the votes of the representatives of the states parties present and voting. Continuing from Article 43. The members of the committee shall be elected for a term of 4 years. They shall be eligible to re-election if nominated. The term of 5 of the members elected at the first election shall expire at the end of 2 years, immediately after the first election. The names of these 5 members shall be chosen by lot by the chairman of the meeting. If a member of the committee dies or resigns or declares that for any other cause he or she can no longer perform the duties of the committee, the state party which nominated the member shall appoint another expert from among its nationals to serve for the remainder of the term, subject to the approval of the committee. The committee shall establish its own rules of procedure. The committee shall elect its officers for a period of 2 years. The meetings of the committee shall normally be held at United Nations headquarters or at any other convenient place as determined by the committee. The committee shall normally meet annually. The duration of the meetings of the committee shall be determined and reviewed, if necessary, by a meeting of the states parties to the present convention, subject to the approval of the General Assembly. The Secretary General of the United Nations shall provide the necessary staff and facilities for the effective performance of the functions of the committee under the present convention. With the approval of the General Assembly, members of the committee established under the present convention shall receive emoluments from the United Nations resources on such terms and conditions as the Assembly may decide. Article 44. States parties undertake to submit to the Committee, through the Secretary-General of the United Nations, reports on the measures they have adopted which give effect to the rights recognized herein and on the progress made on the enjoyment of those rights. A. Within 2 years of the entry into force of the convention for the state party concerned. And B. Thereafter every 5 years. Reports made under the present article shall indicate factors and difficulties, if any, affecting the degree of fulfillment of the obligations under the present convention. Reports shall also contain sufficient information to provide the Committee with a comprehensive understanding of the implementation of the convention in the country concerned. A state party which has submitted a comprehensive initial report to the Committee need not, in its subsequent reports submitted in accordance with paragraph 1b of the present article, repeat basic information previously provided. The Committee may request from states parties further information relevant to the implementation of the Convention. The Committee shall submit to the General Assembly, through the Economic and Social Council every 2 years, reports on its activities. States parties shall make their reports widely available to the public in their own countries. Article 45. In order to foster the effective implementation of the Convention and to encourage international cooperation in the field covered by the Convention, A. The specialized agencies, the United Nations Children Fund, and other United Nations organs shall be entitled to be represented at the consideration of the implementation of such provisions of the present convention as fall within the scope of their mandate. The Committee may invite the specialized agencies, the United Nations Children Fund, and other competent bodies as it may consider appropriate to provide expert advice on the implementation of the convention in areas falling within the scope of their respective mandates. The Committee may invite specialized agencies, the United Nations Children Fund, and other United Nations organs to submit reports on the implementation of the Convention in areas falling within the scope of their activities. B. The Committee shall transmit, as it may consider appropriate, to the specialized agencies, the United Nations Children Fund, and other competent bodies, any reports from states parties that contain a request or indicate a need for technical advice or assistance, along with the Committee's observations and suggestions, if any, on these requests or indications. The Committee may recommend to the General Assembly to request the Secretary-General to undertake on its behalf studies on specific issues relating to the rights of the child. D. The Committee may make suggestions and general recommendations based on the information received pursuant to Articles 44 and 45 of the present Convention. Such suggestions and general recommendations shall be transmitted to any state party concerned and reported to the General Assembly, together with comment, if any, from states parties. We come now to Child Protective and Support Services in Trinidad and Tobago. Starting off, we have the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Their website link, ttchildren.org. Emergency numbers as provided by this website are the Children's Authority hotline numbers 996 or 800 2014, the police 999, Childline 131 or 800 4321, Victim and Witness Support 624-8853, Child Guidance Clinic 726-1324, and the National Family Services Division 624-8218 or 627-1163. Continuing, we come now to the Ministry of Labour of Trinidad and Tobago. The website link from which the following information was taken from is www.labour.gov.tt/endchildlabour 2021. What are the support services available for children and families? Welfare grants and psychosocial support services from the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services. Their toll-free telephone number is 800-1673. Their website link, www.social.gov.tt. Psychological counseling for children and families at Childline. Their toll-free telephone number is 131 or 800 4321. Their website link, childlinett.org. Continuing from the Ministry of Labour. To whom should reports of child labour be made? They should be made to the Labour Inspectorate Unit of the Ministry of Labour. Their telephone numbers are 461-9852, 744-4500, 462-4734, and 744-4784. Their email address is as follows: labour.inspector@gov.tt. Childline, their toll-free telephone number once again is 131 or 800 4321. Website link, childlinett.org. Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, their hotline numbers are 996 or 800 2014. Website link, ttchildren.org. Occupational Safety and Health Authority and Agency, OSHA, their telephone hotline is 623-6742 for reports on hazardous work performed by children and minors below age 18. Their website link is osha.gov.tt. Counter-Trafficking Unit of the Ministry of National Security, their telephone hotline is 800-4288 for reports on child trafficking, and their website link is nationalsecurity.gov.tt. That brings us to the end of the 7th video in this series. All the information has been taken from www.unicef.org.uk/whatwedo/UN Convention Child Rights. You can go to this website to read up more on the convention and download the full and summary documents for the convention. For the summary image, you can go to www.youngpeopleshealth.org.uk/30 years of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. For another child-friendly version of the articles, you can go to www.savethechildren.org.uk/whatwedo/children's rights/United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video and have a great day.